belly without dieting and through appropriate exercise. Now, before doing this video today, I discussed with a few of my mates from the gym some of the problems they experience with managing their belly fat and the strategies that work best for them. Then what we're going to be doing is talking to a male dietitian. He's going to give you 4 of his tips for managing belly fat and losing belly fat without dieting. And then I'm going to give you my 4 exercise tips for the most effective ways of losing belly fat and actually keeping it off. So let's go to our guys at the gym. So what's your biggest challenge in managing your body fat?
Well, that's easy. It's eating the right foods, not eating too much fatty food, not drinking too much booze, and exercising properly.
What do you find the biggest part of that? The exercise or the diet or the drink?
The diet.
The biggest challenge with me was maintaining your belly fat, and I've found that it is a combination of things. As you have to maintain your diet, you have to watch out what you eat, and you have to mix your exercises and with cardio as well as the weight training. And I think the biggest challenge for me was because being Indian diet is highly rich in carbs, and you have to watch what you have on your plate.
Well, really my biggest challenge is the fact that it doesn't really matter what I do, I try everything, and I don't seem to be making any progress.
Okay. Do you think that there's some particular changes that you could make that would help?
I hope there is.
Okay, well, that's all about to be revealed. So how much extra belly fat are you carrying? 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds? This here is 5 pounds or 2.2 kilos of fat. And that's the volume it takes. So you can imagine that sitting in and around your abdomen. So that's a large volume, isn't it? Now, the importance of abdominal fat is, if you take a look up here, you can see that abdominal fat is different to other fat. It actually sits in and around your abdominal organs. And the real problem with this type of fat is that it releases toxins, and those toxins go to your heart, cause heart disease, and they also cause organ damage. So not only is this a really important physical comfort issue and fitness issue, it's also a really important health issue for men. So let's talk to our dietitian and see what he has to say about the best ways of managing body fat and losing body fat without dieting. So thanks for coming in today, D'Arcy. So can you share your 4 tips on how men can lose this type of fat without having to diet?
Well, so basically the thing about diets is that they're mostly like crash diets. They're mostly unsustainable. So you want to change your eating in a way that you're going to be able to stick to for a long time.
So like a long-term sort of plan.
Yeah, basically. And one that you enjoy, because you don't want to be absolutely hating what you eat every single day. Mm. So basically the way that weight loss works is that your body's got its maintenance energy requirements, and that's just basically, and if you just eat that every day, then you'll just maintain your weight, because that's enough for your body to keep running. So the way you want to lose weight is you want to actually create an energy deficit, which is where you eat less than what your requirements are.
But guys don't want to starve. We don't want to use the word diet. So can you still lose weight without actually having to diet?
Yeah, definitely. So there are a lot of different strategies that you can use to lose this type of fat from your body. One strategy that I recommend to most people is that they increase their consumption of plant-based foods, so like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes and beans.
So like a Mediterranean style diet?
Yeah, so for example, the Mediterranean diet, and that's got a lot of other health benefits. For example, it's good for your heart, good for a whole lot of bunch of different things in your body. And another thing that the Mediterranean diet targets is that it aims to reduce your consumption of red meat. And red meat can be quite high in fat.
So how much red meat should a man eat, do you think? What size?
Well, per week, the recommendation is that you eat 2 serves of red meat, and 1 serve is basically just what would fit within the palm of your hand.
Okay, so what would be the better types of meat for a guy to have if he's trying to manage his weight?
So the better types of meat to consume would be, on a more regular basis, would be things like your fish, and also your white meats and poultry, and that sort of thing. And that's another thing that the Mediterranean diet promotes, is that it tells you to increase your consumption of fish.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about alcohol? What about when it comes to drinking? Do guys actually need to stop drinking? Or maybe they need not to have a case a day?
Well, yeah, no, basically, if you're having a case a day, then yes, that's going to promote weight gain.
Because I think one pint has like 180 to 220 calories. So that's a lot of extra energy, isn't it?
Yeah,
that you've
exactly. Yeah, it obviously depends on the beer, and that's one thing that you can do to reduce your calories through alcohol is you can pick low calorie beers or light beers. Other strategies that I personally use to minimize my
not that you drink much.
Not that I drink much, but basically my strategies are minimize alcohol, because alcohol is also very energy dense, and so if you overconsume it, it can lead to weight gain. But I also do things like I'm mindful of the mixes that I use. Say when I'm drinking spirits, I'll usually drink vodka, lime and sodas, but you can also go for things like your no sugar colas and all that sort of thing, no sugar lemonades.
Great ideas.
All those sort of things.
And how many a day would be, if a Mediterranean diet, how much wine a day?
Well, again, the recommendation is no more than 2 standard drinks per day, or no more than 4 standard drinks on any one drinking occasion. But yeah, so basically just minimising your alcohol is one good way to help lose weight.
And finally, what do you think? There's a lot of talk about intermittent fasting. What do you think about that?
Well, I think intermittent fasting can also be a good strategy to lose weight. Obviously, it depends how you go about it. So say you have one day on less energy, but then you go and way overcompensate for it the following day, then you'll gain weight. But if you do it properly and you have your fast days, or you have your periods of fasting, and then you don't go back and overcompensate, that's a great way to create an energy deficit. Because
so is it enough just to, sorry to interrupt you, is it enough just to miss a meal?
Missing meals.
So you don't have to go a whole day without food?
No, you don't need to go a whole day without food. But yeah, it's all about reducing the amount of energy that you eat throughout the day. But you can do things like, you can still fill yourself up on things that aren't high in energy. For example, what I was talking about earlier, fruits, vegetables, legumes, your plant-based foods. A lot of your plant-based foods are very low in energy, and so you can eat a lot of those and not rack up your energy. And basically you can still be in an energy deficit but stay full. So you won't be hungry and feel like snacking on more energy-dense things like lollies, chocolates, all those sort of things.
That's great advice. Yeah. So you're off to the gym now?
I am. I'm off to the gym now.
Okay, I'll let you go and do your workout. Thanks so much for helping us out today.
No worries, Mum.
And see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
So we've heard from D'Arcy about how to actually lose body fat from your whole body, but now I'm going to talk about 4 exercise strategies, and one in particular which is really effective for targeting abdominal fat. Now let me just bust a couple of myths. Abdominal exercises, your sit-up exercises, will not do it. So it doesn't matter how many abdominal exercises you do, that's not going to lose your belly, so don't waste your time. And the second myth is that you can actually lose your weight or incur an energy deficit just by steady state exercise. Now, if you're eating a bag of Doritos chips, it's going to take you an hour and a half of running or 3 hours of walking just to burn that off. So that exercise isn't going to help you lose weight if you're actually overeating. So let's now go through the exercise strategies. The first one I would like to talk to you about is high-low or interval training. Now this is a really fantastic evidence-based exercise strategy to target losing abdominal weight. So interval training means going fast and slow, and ideally doing 15-minute sessions and where you go 8 seconds really fast and 12 seconds really slow. So you do a 5-minute warm-up and then 15 minutes 3 times a week. Now the research at the Fat Lab of Sydney, the University of Sydney, has clearly shown that men that actually do this type of exercise lost over a period of 3 months 17% of just their abdominal mass, not to mention all the other health benefits as well. So high-low intensity exercise is one of the most effective ways of losing your abdominal fat. Now, this isn't necessarily for everyone, but it's a great strategy. The other thing that you can do is do a combination of your weights and your cardio. If you're doing the same thing day in, day out, of weights, just weights only or cardio only, you're going to be unlikely to lose as much weight as if you actually combine the two. Ideally, you'd be doing your weights 2 to 3 times a week and then doing your cardio on 4 to 5 days a week as well, ideally 5 days a week, and trying to get to 40 minutes of your cardio. Now, there's some sneaky tricks here. If you do your weights first before you actually do your cardio, you mobilise your fat and you're going to be much more likely to burn off fat. The other sneaky trick is to use exercises that use your large muscles. They're your fat burners. So exercises like your squats, like your lunges for your weights, your back muscles, they're your large fat burners. And also too, if you're choosing your cardio equipment, think about the exercises that actually use whole body or large muscles. Exercises like your bike riding, your spin classes, your rowing machine, your elliptical machines, all those types of machines use your large muscles and they're going to be much more effective. So they're my tips for actually losing your belly fat. Your high-low exercise, mixing up your exercise. Don't do the same thing day in and day out. Mix it around. Do combinations of your cardio as well as your weights. Use your large muscles as well. So I think you can see there's quite a bit you can do to actually lose your body fat and your belly fat, and without actually having to diet, just changing your exercise, the way you exercise, and following, as D'Arcy said, a Mediterranean style eating plan, and maybe cutting back on the case of beer to just maybe 1 or 2 glasses a night. So I really hope this information helps you lose your beer belly. I'd really love to hear from hear your comments in the comments below, any questions that you have. And as always, if you like the video, can you please give it a like below, because this helps other men find the video too, and YouTube will share it around. Thanks so much for watching today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.